Hi, welcome to the MOOCs learning video. In this occasion, we will discuss about religions in Indonesia. Indonesia has the largest Muslim population of any nation, and in 1990, the population was reported to be 87% of Muslim. There is a well-educated and influential Christian minority. It's about 9.6% of the population in 1990. With about twice as many Protestants as Catholics, the Balinese still follow a form of Hinduism. Mystical cults are well established among the Javanese elite and middle class, and members of many ethnic groups still follow traditional belief systems. Officially, the governments recognize religions to include Islam, Christianity, Catholic, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism, while other belief systems are called just that, beliefs or kepercayaan. Those who hold belief are subject to conversions. Followers of religion are not. Belief in ancestral spirits, spirit of diverse sorts of places, and powerful relics are found among both peasant and educated people, and among many followers of the world religions. Witchcraft and sorcery also have their believers and practitioners. The colonial regime had an uneasy relationship with Islam, as has the Indonesian government. The first of the five principles extolled God, or we call it as Tuhan, but not Allah by name. Dissidents have wanted to make Indonesia's Muslim state, but they have not privilege.
Javanese are predominantly Muslim, though many are Catholic or Protestant. And many Chinese in Java and elsewhere are Christian, mainly they are Protestant. The Javanese are known for a less strict adherence to Islam and a greater orientation to Javanese religion, a mixture of Islam and previous Hindu and animist beliefs. The Sundanese of West Java, by contrast, are ardently Muslim. Other known Muslim peoples are the Acehnese from North Sumatra, the first Indonesian to become Muslim. The Minangkabau, despite their matrilineal, and the Banjaris of South Kalimantan, the Bugis and the Makassaris of South Sulawesi, the Sumbawans of the Lesser Sunda Island, and the people of Ternate and Tidore in Maluku. The Dutch sought to avoid European-style conflict between Protestant and Catholics by assigning particular regions for conversion by each of them. Thus, today the Batak of Sumatra, the Dayak of Kalimantan, the Toraja and Manadanese of Sulawesi, and the Ambonese of Maluku are Protestant. The people of Flores and the Tetun of West Timor are Catholic.
Islam in Indonesia is of the Sunni variety with the little hierarchical leadership. Two major Muslim organizations, Nahdlatul Ulama and Muhammadiyah, both founded in Java, have played an important role in education, the nationalist struggle, and politics after independence. The New Order regime allowed only one major Muslim political group, which had little power. But after the fall of President Suharto, many parties, Muslim and jihadis, emerged. And these two organizations continue to play an important role in the elections. The leader of NU, Abdurrahman Wahid, whose grandfather founded, campaigned successfully and became the country's president. An opponent, Amin Rais, head of Muhammadiyah, became speaker of DBR. During this time of transition, forces of tolerance are being challenged by those who have want Indonesia to be a Muslim state. The outcome of that conflict is uncertain.
Muslim-Christian relations have been tense since colonial times. The Dutch government didn't proselytize, but it allowed Christian missions to convert freely among non-Muslims. When Christians and Muslims were segregated on different islands or in different regions, relations were amicable. Since the 1970s, however, great movement of people, especially Muslim from Java, Sulawesi, and parts of Maluku into previously Christian area in Kalimantan, Sulawesi, Maluku, and West Papua has led to change in religious demography and imbalances in economic, ethnic, and political power. The end of the New Order regime has led to an uncaping of tension and great violence in places such as Ambon, or now this is the capital of the Maluku province, other Maluku Islands, and Sulawesi. A loss of authority by commanders over Muslim and Christian troops in the other island is playing a part. Christians generally have kept to themselves and avoided national politics. They lack mass organization or leaders comparable to Muslim ones, but disproportionate numbers of Christians have held important civil, military, intellectual, and business positions, a result of the Christian emphasis upon modern education. Christian secondary schools and universities are prominent and have educated children of the elite. This is including non-Christian as well.
Among the Ngaju Dayak, for instance, the traditional belief system Kaharingan gained official acceptance in the Hindu-Buddhist category, though it is neither. People who follow traditional belief and practices are often looked down upon as primitive, irrational, and backward by urban civil and military leaders who are Muslim or Christians. But this group form new sort of organizations, modeled on urban secular ones, to bolster support. Such move represent both religious and ethnic resistance to pressure from the outside, from neighboring Muslim or Christian group, and from exploitative government and military officers or outside developers of timber and mining industries. On Java, mystical groups such as Subud also lobbied for official recognition and protections. Their position was stronger than that of remote peoples because they had followers in high places, including the presidents.
Rituals and holy places. Muslims and Christians follow the major holiest of their faiths, and in Makassar, for example, the same decorative lights are left up for celebrating both Idul Fitri and Christmas. National calendars list Muslim and Christian holidays as well as Hindu-Buddhist ones. In many places, people of one religion may acknowledge the holidays of another religion with visits or giving a gift. Mosque and church have the same features found elsewhere in the world, but the templates of Bali are very special. While centers for spiritual communication with Hindu deities, they also control the flow of water to Bali's complex irrigation system through their ritual calendar.
Major Muslim annual ritual are Ramadan, it's the month of fasting, and Idul Fitri, the end of the fasting, and the Hajj, its pilgrimage. Indonesia annually provide the greatest number of pilgrims to Mecca. Smaller pilgrims in Indonesia may also be made to grave of saints. Those believed to have brought Islam to Indonesia, Sunan Kalijaga being the most famous. Rituals of traditional belief system mark life cycle events or invoke propitiation for particular occasions, are led by shamans, spirits, mediums, or prayer master, male or female. Even in the Muslim and Christian area, some people may conduct ritual at birth or death that are of the traditional nature, honor and feed spirits of places or graves of ancestors, or use practitioner for sorcery or counter magics. The debate over what is or is not allowable custom by follower of religion is frequent in Indonesia. Among the Southern Toraja of Sulawesi, elaborate sacrifice of buffaloes at funeral has become part of the international tourist circuit, and the conversion of local custom to tourist attraction can be seen in other parts of Indonesia, such as on Bali or Samosir Island in North Sumatra.
Death and the afterlife. It is widely believed that the deceased may influence the living in various ways, and funerals serve to ensure the proper passage of the spirit to the afterworld. Though cemeteries are still considered potentially dangerous dwellings for ghosts, in Java the dead may be honored by modest family ceremonies held on Thursday evening. Among Muslims, burial must occur within 24 hours and be attended by Muslim officiants. Christian burial is also led by a local church leader. The two have separate cemeteries. In Java and other areas, there may be secondary rites to assure the well-being of the soul and to protect the living. Funerals, like marriage, call for a rallying of kin, neighbors, and friends. And among many ethnic groups, social status may be expressed through the elaborateness of or simplicity of funerals. In clan-based societies, funerals are occasions for the exchange of gifts between wife-giving and wife-taking groups. In such societies, representatives of the wife-giving groups are usually responsible for conducting the funeral and for leading the coffin to the grave.
Funeral custom vary. Burial is most common, except for Hindu Bali, where cremation is the norm. The Sa'adan Toraja are noted for making large wooden effigies of the deceased, which are placed in niche in sheer stone cliff to guard the tombs. In the past, the Batak made stone sarcophagi for the prominent dead. This practice stopped with the Christianizations, but in recent decades, prosperous urban Batak have built large stone sarcophagi in their home village to honor the dead and re-establish a connection otherwise severed by migrations. Finally, thank you very much for watching this video and see you in another chance. Bye bye.